What's up, everybody? We are live. Gonna go double check and just make sure everything's good. Playing The Legend of Dragoon on PlayStation 5. This game came out in like 1999 for PS1. One of my favorite JRPGs. Everybody back in those days was labeling it a Final Fantasy killer. And obviously that never happened because Final Fantasy continued to get games forever, and Legend of Dragoon never got a sequel. We'll go ahead and give a couple minutes for people to roll in and see. We get a crowd before we get too far into the story. I'm going to go change the thumbnail, all that good stuff. While we wait, and if you pop in, let me know how you're doing tonight. Let me know if you remember this game back in 1999 and had any kind of memories about it. I got a lot of nostalgic value about this. This was one of the very first games that I ever bought by myself. Woke up on release day and walked all the way up. Yo, Mark, my man! Mrs. Dead Pixel remembers. Alright, public. It's not for children. I have to make sure I tell YouTube my streams are not for children. How you doing, Mark? How was work today? You have a good day at work, Mark? My work day was not bad at all. I cannot complain. Cannot complain. We still haven't lost anybody yet, which is good. At work, we've been thinking there could be some casualties, but everybody's stuck around. It's been a pretty unsettling feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Don't forget to hit the like button, my man. Hello, welcome in. All you gonks watching today. Everybody remember hit like button. Okay? This is not Chaos Mod, man. I'm not playing Chaos Mod. Hey Steve, I've seen some of your MGS Sports stream. Gonna watch it the rest in the morning. Yeah, we're right on. No worries. Yeah, it wasn't the best stream, Mark. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't really get anywhere. It was just kind of aggravating trying to stream that game. I don't know, that particular section, the way the enemies just constantly respawn. Yeah, it just got irritating. I couldn't deal with it. I guess we'll go ahead and start the game now. You said a lot of swears. Yes, I did swear a lot. Way too much, honestly. There was a single point where all I did is just throw the controller down and get all ticked off. So this is the era when your reward for getting through certain sections of the game was awesome movies like this. I remember Blizzard really set the bar. Love how you said, I'm going to play a song Mark did for the channel, and you played The Professor. That was a perfectly fine Dead Pixel thing to do, wasn't it, Mark? I'm like, wait a minute, this is not right. I wanted to be Monster Truck, don't get stuck. I wanted that one. And then I ended up going to Steve Man. So, it worked.
Great Commander, this way.
We gotta find a way to get my clip going. Welcome to the 10 Pixel Monster Truck Rally. This Monday. Isn't that just the most Steve thing ever, though, for me to play a freaking song trying to give somebody a shout out and it's the wrong song? Are you trying to tell us something? Is that why you had all the time that you're hiding? Well, you don't want to see what it looks like today.
Indeed.
It looks rough today. I think I'm going to end the stream at some point later on and
It is His Majesty.
give it a trim. before I go to bed. That'll be the last thing I do.
Who is she? That is not your concern.
So yeah, the story is these bad dudes are raiding my town. We're gonna see that I'm this guy named Dart. On the back of his Voldemort. What if I was Voldemort? Wouldn't that just be a twist, Mark? You're a wizard. No, that's what I don't understand. How Harry Potter can have wizards that don't... he shall not be named. How could you have wizards with no beards? That's the weirdest part of Harry Potter to me. None of them have beards. Here's my favorite character in the entire game. She's freaking awesome. Without a doubt, this is the coolest character in this game. You'll see why. This was the era of when everybody had like a really crazy like twist story or background. There was always like some pivotal story moment where like each character had like some crazy twist, and hers is awesome in it. If you were Voldemort, then whose nose are you wearing? Yeah, I definitely have a nose. Wouldn't it be glasses on this whole time? I'd always been streaming, and I took them off, and it was like a fake nose. You ever see those glasses with the fake nose and the mustache? Wouldn't that be great? I was still thinking of going on vacation for like a week and getting like a really super cheap toupee and coming into work with a toupee on. Like, what's up? Why is everybody looking at me all funny? Tell me that wouldn't be awesome. Like, why is everybody staring at me? What's going on? Literally been bald for like 20 years and just come in with hair one day. Oh, that's going to be the new upward point, Mark. I like that. We'll have just noses be the upward point from here on out. But yeah, I don't know if you remember when this game came out, Mark. This was 1999. How old was everybody in 1999? Go ahead and put it in the chat if you're watching how old you were in 1999. Me and Mrs. Dead Pixel just started dating that year. We've been together that long. Gotta do something or I'll be killed. You were 8. So you probably don't remember this game. Hey, C-Death, how you doing? Welcome back in. We've got a streak started here with C-Death, everybody. Give them a round of applause. I shouldn't assume anything, right? How are you doing tonight? This is the Legend of Dragoon. C-Death, do you remember this game back in the day? This was supposed to be the game. Oh, I'm awesome. Had a good day at work. Wasn't too bad. Fixed some Decepticons. You know, the usual stuff. No, you don't remember this? Yeah, this was one of the games, one of the very first games that I ever remember, like, seeing in a magazine. I'm like, I have to buy this game. I went crazy for this game when it came out. Like, all the magazines and, like, print them, because there wasn't the internet back then. Like, all the magazines basically said, this is the Final Fantasy killer we've all been waiting for. So it was made by Sony on the PlayStation. Completely expected it to be the most amazing game ever. And it's really good. I got to give it to them. I think for the most part, it delivers on the promise. I think they got a little too ambitious with the combat in this game by splitting it up the way they did. You'll see here that there's different phases. I don't know if anybody's played Xenogears in here, but there's kind of like Xenogears where there's different phases of the combat. watching WCW on TNT and Cartoon Network. It was Freddy Krueger, then Dukes of Hazzard. See, man, we grew up with all that kind of same stuff. You know, the UK and the US aren't all that dissimilar. You know, the way you make it sound, Mark. There really isn't much different. So yeah, she's basically telling Dart that the Imperial soldiers have raided his town while he's been out hanging out in the woods, running from a dragon that should not be awake yet. So the game kind of begins proper here. Oh, here's our, well, the U.S. did come from, right? You are right. I don't know, it's just weird, though. Like, I've never watched Doctor Who. Like the Doctor Who's been around for, what, almost like 50 years or something like that, and I've never watched a single episode of Doctor Who. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and like, it sounds like a really cool idea and everything. But that's just one of the things that just never made it over here and became mainstream, at least in my neck of the woods. I don't really know anybody. Doctor Who is a classic. Yes, I know that much, Mark. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know a lot of people over there that are like it's just the most common thing in the world. And for me, I don't know anybody that's actually ever watched it. But it looks interesting. I gotta say the entire... You know, it makes sense why it was... And France, probably Netherlands, maybe a few others. Doctor Who... Oh, did you get a comment filtered? Let me check that CD. I think you might have had a comment get filtered. I lost the mic. No, it's the internet. Benjamin watches Doctor Who, and he's is that France? Yeah, that was just the internet. Sorry, sometimes my internet does that. It's not my mic, it's the internet. Just loses the audio for whatever reason. All right, now here's our first look at the combat. You're gonna see it's kind of like the similar Final Fantasy turn-based combat that we're all used to, but Sony threw a cool little twist. No, Benjamin's from the Netherlands. I gotcha. I'm horrible with flags. Did you know New York was New Amsterdam? I did not know that. I'm not gonna lie. So you see that little bar, or I wouldn't say bar, the squares that appear on the screen? You've got to kind of hit X when they line up, and that gives you almost like a combo attack. So that's the main mechanic that you kind of work with during the combat here. And it just gets more interesting as you gain different additions, as what they're called. Oh, Canada. Right on. Do you have a favorite hockey team, Cedeth? I'm a Dallas Stars fan, so I'm crying right now. This was supposed to be our year. Yeah, suddenly you didn't imagine they'd come. Such an outlying area. Yeah, so we're apparently in a town. Wasn't really under direct control of them. And you're gonna... There was definitely a specific reason why they wanted to come here. If only I'd come back sooner. I like the Pens, but I don't follow sports much anymore. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm still a sucker. I still am holding out hope that the Dallas Stars will win the cup again, and I'll get to say that I suffered for 35 years, and it was all worth it. That's what's crazy about sports fandom. Right on, Mark. I love British history. Like, sports fandom is so hilarious. Like, you put yourself through torture knowing that the odds are against your favorite team of winning it, and yet you still hold out and put yourself through all that crap. I was thinking, maybe they'll win it, maybe they'll win it. I did go through a phase where I thought I was done with sports. I wanted to focus more on my own personal accomplishments than celebrating a bunch of strangers that I've never met before. I think that's kind of the weirdest thing about sports, is being like so happy. Glad you liked the bass tour, by the way. Oh, it was awesome. Hope you liked your song being played at the end. That was absolutely sick, Mark. We loved it. I didn't just like it, I loved it. I gotta learn how to do that. I wish it was possible to take like my own music and have it make lyrics fit my own music. I could really work with that. I just got bored with sports. That's kind of how I'm at it with right now. See that? It's like I don't hate sports specifically or anything like that. It's just celebrating other people's victories just doesn't feel satisfying anymore. I guess that's the best way of looking at it. Being all happy that, 30 guys that I've never met before won a game. It just feels weird anymore. When I could be out there doing my own thing and trying to get my own accomplishments. Which we are 100 hours away from YouTube partnership. Everybody like the stream so that YouTube sends more people here to watch this. And we get that 100 hours out of the way sooner rather than later. I never thought I would get this far. I was at like 1,000 hours about a month and a half ago right now. And now we're right on the threshold with just like 2,880 something. Just sent you a video on Discord Benjamin put up earlier. It's a funny moment. And it put a funny comment to go with it. I'll check that out, Mark. Oh man, I help people with hours. Well, right on, CD. Yeah, I mean, I'm in need of it right now. I'm grinding. Hey, fat boy, how you doing? I am doing awesome. How are you doing? Yes, and smash that like, just like Fat Boy. Unless you hit it already. Don't need you to hit it twice. Oh, no, you're good, C-Death. Anytime you've got to watch a video, I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate you. But yeah, I am like 100 hours away at this point. I think I've got more than 10 hours banked easily. So right now, like the bar officially says it's 110 hours away. So it's probably just 100 hours. So thank you to everybody that has helped me. You have. I'm in your debt. I love you. Let me know. Drop a like on it, or not like a like. Leave a comment on any video you watch. That way I know. Go back and pay everybody back that's done that. That's the one thing that I can't do, like, is help everybody. But when I see comments of, like, somebody like, yo, I'm here for you, bro. I mean, naturally, that puts people on my radar, so to speak. I'll load up my playlist nightly. Nice. Yeah, I know you're there, fat boys. You're awesome. You're always putting in the work for me. Yeah, run your list now, man. Oh, it's all good. Yes, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, let me know if you guys have a playlist you want me to run on or from your channel or whatever. I'll definitely do that. I've got 2 computers over in the corner here. I don't run my own stuff on them. I might as well run somebody else's. If you got a playlist you want me to run, pick a good one that'll go all night. But yeah, the partnership, it's going to make it to where I can do a lot more stuff as far as with my 3D printing. I'm not going to have, like, kind of ridiculous membership perks. But they're all gonna have like physical things that I can 3D print and send people. Oh my goodness, I am sporting a tremendous hoodie right now. I literally watch playlists and streams while I'm streaming. Nice. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on over there. Somebody's stream is going on over there on that one. Average 1.7 to 2.5 monthly. Please help others. Yeah, geez. Yeah, I've got somebody's, I can't even know, it's like auto playing over there on the Mac. And then the PC, I think that's actually just sleeping. Oh, nice. I just got your message, Cedar. Thank you. I appreciate you. I mean, you'd think that 500 subs would be enough for YouTube to be like, okay, like, this guy's not making just pure garbage. What sucks is I hit probably 5,000 hours of watch time when I only had like 150 subscribers. Yeah, sorry, not trying to sound like a prick. I need everyone monetized that we can get there. Oh, you're for sure. No, I'm with you. Yeah, if you have any suggestions, shoot them on over. If there's anybody that we need, because I have a computer over there that just sits there and grinds it out. But, like, obviously it can't grind my own videos. But I also can't do everybody's channel. That's another thing that sucks. So, obviously, like I said, I prioritize anybody that's helped me out. It's natural. I think anybody would. Anybody does. Kind of like out of sight, out of mind type things. You know, if somebody's constantly all around like, hey, man, checking you out, helping you out here, it's a lot easier to just keep them in mind when you are going through. Oh, you're subbed to everybody. Nice. Thank you, Mrs. Dead Pixel. Thank you. Thank you for being an awesome mod and keeping anybody out of the chat that does the finger point upward. Someone got mad and told him to share someone else out over me. Dude was like 10 subs from 1K. They took it the wrong way, though. No, you're like, shoot, man, you've got to where you want to be. That's my whole thing, though, Fat Boys. Like, when I get monetized or whatever, like, I wouldn't even say monetized because this first level isn't even, like, pure monetization or whatever, so to speak. Once I get to the partnership, that's all I really care about. I don't care if I even make it to 1,000 subscribers from that point on. Like, that to me just seemed like, hello, dear. Just seemed like an unobtainable goal. How are you, dear? How are you doing? Oh, thank you so much for dropping in. It's my good friend Vaughn. How have you been, dear? Sounds like more of a thick soup than a name. I feel you never thought I'd get to where I am. Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, yeah, I can grow, but it ain't no fun without your friends. I'm old school, right? Giving away a Switch. Oh, I gave away a Switch, too, after I got monetized. That's kind of my plan. I'm going to do, like, just gift cards. That way people can do whatever the hell they want with them at that point. But that is good. Like, once I get a full-blown monetization or partnership, let's put it, I'm going to do that same thing. Where I just give something away. Like, I'm lucky enough, you know. Like, I've already had my boy Mark hook me up. He's already became the first megapixel. If you see this here, this awesome picture. And the headset. I don't have the headset. The headset's over there on the computer. And I didn't change my work hat. Damn it. I'm slacking, Mark. Well, Mark got me a whole bunch of cool stuff. So he's megapixel 1 forever. But that's like the whole thing is like I don't need anybody's money or anything like that, but I appreciate everybody that helps you out. Oh, you got to take off? Please go do a solid snake. Otacon, what's a Russian gunship doing here? Huh? Is that a woman? Not him. The DARPA chief. Colonel. I didn't know they were holding him here. Good night, Mark. Have a great one, Otacon. Mark's my guy in the chair. My big mouth said if I get monetized before release and I get one, I'll send it out. And well, it happened. Oh, he was an alcoholic. I'm sorry. No. He was hit by a Guinness truck. You gotta do. It's all about the echo, is what makes it Solid Snake. Oh, watch, this guy's about to do the. What? This would be a great edit. Watch what this guy does on the bridge. This would be a great edit. Yes, the chat. See you, Mark. Have a good one. If you can make it, watch this. This guy's about to make the Solid Snake noise. Watch this. This will be great. When the cape dude walks away. Nope, not here. Watch this. Come on, come on. Come on, Mark's got to go. Right here. Tell me that wasn't perfect timing. I hope you saw that, Mark. Good night, Mark. That was perfect. I gotta edit that. After this is done, I'm gonna have to like copy that exact section. Yo, Ghost. Mark saw it. I'm so happy. How are you doing, Ghost? Have you ever played The Legend of Dragoon? This was supposed to be the Final Fantasy killer back in 1999. We're playing as Dart. Not to be confused with a fart. His name is, in fact, Dart. Look at that. See that? They were playing with fire. Good night, or should I say, good evening. Yeah, no joke. Take care, Mark. Hope you have a good sleep. Good day at work tomorrow. Do healing potion. Why not? Yeah, okay, we're going to heal up Fart here before we head on out, and I think we'll be ready to go. What do you think, Ghost? Do you like turn-based RPGs or more action RPGs like Dark Souls? Or maybe like Elder Scrolls, Dark Souls? I like turn-based JRPGs. That's what I grew up on. But I get it. The genre turn-based is okay. So I'm guessing you like the action-oriented stuff then better. I just like these because it's all about tactics. You know, you're literally sitting there planning your attacks out. Whereas in an action game, here's the problem with action games. I feel like action games are always, the combat just simply always boils down to dodge, parry, counterattack. And that's all action-based combat turns into. Whereas turn-based combat like this, you can't help but get thrown into like scenarios or whatever where you have to like think differently. Like you can play a Dark Souls or an Elden Ring boss and never get hit by the guy, just because you play the game good enough. And I get that like some people would want to play the game and think that like, yeah, if I'm good at the game, I shouldn't get hit. But that's kind of like the point of like the strategy of that combat. Oh, you like only a turn-based game you ever played was like, that was your first time playing a turn-based RPG, Vaughn? Huh. That's like your name being Mario And the first time you play a Mario game is when you're in your 40s. I don't know if you get that joke, but that cat's name was literally Mario, and he never played a Mario game until he was like 43, allegedly. Allegedly now. I don't know how much I'm believing that story. Well, like, that has to be the first. I mean, like, think about it. You're a video game streamer, so that means you're into video games enough to have, like, you had to have known about Mario by the time you were 40 freaking years old. I just find it so unbelievable. Don't want to conjure him up. That would definitely be bad news. But you guys see what I mean with the combat system? A cat. Yeah, that cat that used to come into my chat. His name was Mario. But you see the little blue square that's collapsing onto the center of the screen? You've got to time those, and that allows you to kind of get into like a combo scenario. You are a cat, aren't you, Ghost? Look at this cat. We got this cat in the chat. That's like my favorite for. Look at this cat. I love that term. Or that phrase. Everybody at work just looks at me fucking crazy. Ah, dang it. I didn't mean to say that. Shoot. That was my first one. That's $5 for Maggie. But as far as PS1 graphics go, this is really good. The backgrounds are so detailed. And this is just like the first area. What baffles me is this wasn't even a failure. The game sold well enough to not be Hey, hi there, Tink. Welcome on in. Yeah, I do owe her a lot of money. I'm just gonna wait till it's a Nintendo Switch 2 worth of swearing, and then I'm just gonna buy her a Switch. Like, here you go. It was worth it. All that swearing, and now you're finally gonna get to play your Tamagotchi life on it or whatever. Oh, is that Grogu? Is this as close as I'm ever gonna get to hitting Grogu with a sword? Like, I'm sorry, if anybody likes Grogu, I think that thing is the most annoying character in the past 20 years. Go ahead and tell me in the chat how wrong I am and how awesome Grogu is. But I asked ChatGPT to make me a GIF of Grogu dancing around while a bat comes down and pounds it into a pile of blood. And ChatGPT told me it couldn't do that. Your daughter's packing to leave on vacation with grandma. When is that happening? How am I just finding out about this now? Cancel the stream. Party. I gotta take days off of work for this. You think anybody in here could do that? Fawn, are you a good enough artist or good enough with AI? You made me that awesome-ass Dogman picture, Vaughn. Do you think you could make me Grogu getting pounded by a bat? Thor's hammer would work. If you could make Grogu getting pounded with Thor's hammer, or maybe an AT-AT foot. Dude, could you make Grogu getting stomped on by an AT-AT? That would be what I want. If somebody can make that for me, I'll pay a bat with Thor's hammer. I think I said a bat or Thor's hammer, but I'll take a bat and Thor with Thor's hammer, Vaughn. I think you made the most epic combination I never knew I needed in my life. Did anybody see the thumbnail for this stream and get what it was all about? Oh, that's Cloud sitting there under the main character of this game's knife. I hope that was able to be conveyed in the thumbnail. A bat with Thor's hammer. I like it. Would a bat be worthy of picking up Mjolnir? Mjolnir. Let's just be proper now and give it its fair due. It's not Thor's hammer, it's Mjolnir. We're all nerds here, Steve. It's called Mjolnir. You think you could do that though, Vaughn? Really? Seriously? I guess if it was like only shits on dead people. Well, what about the Vision? Wasn't the Vision able to pick it up? He's just a freaking robot. A robot, as my dad would say. Did any of your parents ever say anything funny like that? A robot. That's what my dad would always say. I don't know, it's over there next to that dang robot. Isn't there like a funny meme of like a robot with a bare ass and it just says robot? Captain America, Jane, and Vision. Jane's bullcrap too. Let's be real. Like, what are the odds that the dude's lover would be just as like righteous or whatever as him? I'm calling BS on that. That's Mary Sue territory. Fight me on that. Tell me in the chat how wrong I am about Natalie Portman being gorgeous. I mean, wait, being Thor. You remember when they made her arms all like digitally buff, like here she is, Thor, everybody, and then like you could see like the real pictures of her like in the behind the scenes, like she's definitely not ripped. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, the Thor costume never looked better than when it was on Natalie Portman. But yeah. Vaughn is already on it, everybody. All right, I think we need to get it animated now so that the bat is pounding Grogu with said hammer. Yeah, Grogu doesn't look like he's in enough distress there, though, Vaughn. I think we're going to need to get him a little bit more, like, battered, bloodied. Ultimately, kind of, we're wanting it to be where he ends up in, like, a pile of just mush, you know? Can't really tell it's him. It's just kind of like a green mess. That's my dream, anyway. Isn't there supposed to be, like, a whole movie with him in it now? Did I imagine that there's an actual movie dedicated to Grogu? Grogu. Well, you won't be able to get it, make images. Ah, boo. AI with a conscience. Oh, no. That had to be the only thing I could do, right? I went into the other area and there was nothing I could do up there. Were you here for the news, Vaughn? 100 hours away from a partnership over here. So if you've got time or the ability to just grind out some hours for me, much appreciated. I know I'm begging. I just want this over with. I just want to be able to say it's done and I can focus on something else for a change. Yeah, Ghost, everybody here, I appreciate you all. Hit that like button, everybody. I'll tell YouTube to send me out. I know Ghost has always got my back, and Fat Boys. Sea Death is probably still lurking. Thanks everybody that's been here. 6 likes so far. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we ain't even been going that long yet. We just started. We ain't even rescued Shauna yet. This game gets so much better once you get through the initial part, and I don't want to spoil exactly what gets good. I almost said it, so just know that the game gets a lot better here in just a bit. A lot more interesting than us running through a prison looking for a cute girl. Although I don't know that it gets really any better than that. You're always an anime guy with spiky hair looking for a cute anime girl. And she's got powers for some reason. You know, she just looks like a cute little girl, but she's really got the fate of the world. As far as anime tropes go, all the ones in this game aren't too bad. I mean, you can kind of see some of them a mile away. There's a cool moment that I also don't want to spoil, but let's just say, like, this was the era of killing off people. So that this game has a lot of that. Really cool, over-the-top magic spells eventually. That's what this game really blew me away with, was that none of the magic spells were just a simple fireball. I'd say that's probably the biggest thing that's remarkable about this, is that they really took a chance with that. You know, they make your moment-to-moment attacks... Oh crap, I did go the wrong way, didn't I? They make your moment-to-moment attacks interesting with that little timing mechanic that they add. Well, the magic spells, like, every single magic spell that you do, 100 hours night, yeah. Every single magic spell that you do is almost like a Final Fantasy summon, so to speak. I'll put playlists on the go again. Yeah, thanks, Vaughn. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, everybody that's doing that for me, I freaking love you. You are all amazing. I swear I can't thank you enough. I just want it over with. You know, it's going to be so relieving to just not have to worry about that ever again and just be able to make videos and stream. Because right now, I feel like even this stream is kind of taking a risk because this isn't a game that many people are going to be searching for. But I feel like while you're trying to get views and watch time and all of that stuff, it's super important that you're not wasting your time just kind of doing like a passion game or something like that. Because like you have to be constantly going towards that goal. And if people aren't looking up your stream like it's a Minecraft stream or something like that, you need to be in the algorithm. So I don't know. Once I get done with that and can relax, I'm really going to play a lot of different, like a lot more different genres, so to speak. I found that a lot of like the building and survival games are what seems to do the best on other people's channels that I'm watching, but they're just not my favorite types of games. It's not that I necessarily dislike like building and survival. I'm just not good at it. I can't, like Mark that just left here. Mark made a video about all the bases that he has on No Man's Sky, and they're incredible. He has like such an eye for building and stuff like that. I just can't. That's why I switched to sim games. Right on. Seeing random stuff daily. Shadow banned people still find me. No joke. Huh. Yeah, you're in the algorithm. I'll tell you that, Fat Boys. You're definitely in the algorithm. Because I remember, shoot, even before I actually subscribed to you, Like, I don't know if it's just your long name, but it just sticks out. I mean, maybe you've got a memorable name just in general. But I just remember, even before I subscribed, just seeing you around. But that's what I want to do. Eventually, I want to do that. I even stopped doing... I used to stream while my car drove me to work and just sit and yak about what I wanted to do later on stream while my car drove me to work. But I got away from that because people were telling me, they're like, oh, man, if you do different kinds of content, then YouTube gets confused on who to show your videos to and stuff like that. And so I stopped doing anything that wasn't gaming related. And I even took my IRL name off of the channel. That was probably a really smart thing to do as well. I sent you the best. It will allow me, it keeps banning my request. Oh. Did I miss something, dear? Check my Discord. Let me get on that in just a second here, Vaughn. Oh crap, I should have probably healed. Oh no! There he is, everybody! The man, the myth, the legend. Retro dude. Hello, Retro. That's my best Retro impression. Was that a good one? Hello, Retro. It is the original Retro. We love our Retro here in the Dead Pixel Gaming channel, right? Hope everybody's doing good tonight. What is tonight? Tuesday? Yeah, I don't know if you heard, Retro. I'm 100 hours away from partnership. So all your watch time and all the grinding out and popping into my stream, it's finally going to culminate into me finally gaining the partnership. Tuesday. Let's go, right? Yep, 100 hours. Just the final little grind. Oh, it's already Wednesday for Vaughn. Vaughn's the night owl. Did I miss anything? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. You said to check my Discord. Oh, galala. Double slash. The combat gets a lot better, I promise. I probably should have just grinded out through the beginning and been like, yeah, guys, here's what happened in the story. But I figure it's better that we all watch Dart go through his evolution together, right? Yeah, I said his name is Dart. That's right. It's not Fart, it is Dart. Maybe that was how you were edgy back in 1999. Is you named characters Fart. I don't know how many times I've created a character in an RPG and probably named it Fart. Probably a lot. I think there was a guy named Bart, or Bart's in Final Fantasy, and I'm sure I had to have named him Farts at least once in the hundreds of times that I've played that game. You remember this game when it came out, Retro? This was in 1999 on the PS1. This game was supposed to be a Final Fantasy killer, Retro. It never got a sequel, and Final Fantasy is now 10 games on. So I don't think the Final Fantasy killer prediction was a good one. But at the time, it had a lot going for it. Yeah, this is, I don't know if you know, it's the Legend of Dragoon. I was like, I don't know this game. Yeah, it's not the Mickey Mouse meets BioShock variety of your newest game. Oh, here we go. Now it's going to get a little bit more interesting. We're about to meet our second party member. Yeah, when this game came out, I literally saw it in like every single. It looks like a Final Fantasy. Yeah, it was supposed to be the Final Fantasy killer made by Sony. Sony actually made this specifically in response to Final Fantasy's success. Do you have any good non-Final Fantasy JRPG suggestions? I like Breath of Fire. Grandia is really good. And then on PS2, there's 2 games called Shadow Hearts. Oh, Dragon Quest. Yeah, Dragon Quest is good. Like, once Dragon Quest went with that, like, Toriyama, like, art style, it got so good. I'm so glad Mark got to watch that guy go, ah! And get solid snaked off of the bridge. Yeah, in this area on PS1, they got so creative with the combat systems, and it seems now with combat systems that everything is just the same. Like, there's no creativity in any RPG combat systems anymore. It's all just, action-based Souls combat where you lock onto an enemy and then you dodge his attacks and then you wait for the opening. Langrisser 1 and 2. Okay. That's 2 games that I've never heard of, Retro. I may have heard of them, but I know I've never played them. Okay. That's good. So, are those like Genesis games? I want to say those sound like Genesis games. Sega and SNES. Okay. Yeah. Good call. I like the ones on Sega. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the Sega color palette that I really like. Like, I like Super NES, don't get me wrong. There's just something about the music and the color palette. There may be a remastered version. Oh, okay. That'll be sick if there is, because that'll mean there's trophies, PSN trophies. I'm a sucker for going for trophies. Hey there, Don. How are you doing? I don't know that I remember. I don't know that I have ever seen you comment on here. Welcome in. So glad to have you. What kind of games do you like to watch on YouTube, Don? If you don't mind me asking. I like to know what the audience would prefer to watch. Helps me plan future games. Okay, yeah, so you like the Sega version of Langrisser? Okay, right on. Oh, guys, you guys are all making this a win stream already. I love you guys, man. Do me a favor, though. Hit that like button. Tell YouTube to send the stream out to more and more of you. More of you. My voice cracked. Hey, sir, your order's ready. Isn't that like a character on The Simpsons? Oh, yeah, sir. Oh, your order's ready. I'm 42 years old and my voice is cracking on stream. Is that a sign or a symptom of COVID still? Or was that ever a symptom of COVID? Check my Discord, dear. Okay, let me check it for me right now. Oh, definitely. I like it though, Vaughn. Hold on. It's still oddly satisfying. How much do I owe you? It was a run by fruit bat. Oh, sir, I'm sorry. It's angry member of the fruit bat. Oh, come on. Dang it. That was too funny. Oh, I like it. I'm a fan. Oh, come on. I gotta get you. I owe you something. How about this then? I owe Vaughn. I'm gonna give Mrs. Pixel a kiss. And for Vaughn, here's a monkey bite! Ooh, Kovacs, you wicked monkey! Yeah, Pakistani! Oh, we're going back to England, where I came from. You know what language they speak there? Pakistani! Oh, a big knock at the door. Who is it? And do we have enough time? On some corners they do. They do. All the way to England, where I came from. Oh, did you know that England is an island? Oh my god, that movie is so freaking iconic for me. I would literally walk down the street and there would be people that knew me. They'd be like, hey, Steve, come here. And they would like literally pull me into their house and be like, you gotta do that Mrs. Doubtfire impression for my mom. You gotta do it right now. Come here. And then like they'd have their like 70-year-old grandma sitting there in like a nightgown and a robe, like getting ready to watch me do a Mrs. Doubtfire impression. Sometimes they'd even want me to do the Forrest Gump one. No, Vaughn is amazing. But she'd have like a little thing and they'd be like, do the Forrest Gump dance. You know, like how Forrest Gump would dance with the broom to Elvis? That's what they'd want me to do. And they'd be like, show my mom how you do that. I'd be like, guys, I got to stop here at this house or she's just never going to give up.
Yes. Double slash.
Aw. That's right, Vaughn. We are all awesome. Every single one of us is amazing, right? Harpoon! Did I ever tell you the story about the lady on Oprah? If you were here yesterday, you would have heard the story. But there was a lady on Oprah, and she was sitting in the chair, and Oprah was kind of consoling her and was like, are you going to be okay to tell the story? And the lady's like, yeah, I'll be okay. I can tell the story or whatever. And so she starts going on about the story, right? And she's like, well, I was just walking down the street. And she's kind of tearing up and everything. And she was a bigger lady, you know. I mean, like, I don't want to be mean, but, like, you know, she definitely was a bigger woman and everything. So she's sitting there and Oprah's consoling her. And she's talking about how this car came down the street and a man popped his head out of the sunroof with like a little rod for like pitching a tent in his hand, and he threw it at the lady as they drove by, And as the rod was flying through the air, he yelled, "Harpoon that whale!" And the rod landed down by her feet. Yeah, that was a story that I heard on Oprah. I think I was like one of the very few times I was ever in a room where Oprah was on. And that's a pretty freaking hilarious story. Like, what kind of psycho would actually throw a rod at a woman and scream, "Harpoon that whale!" I thought they outlawed whaling ages ago, dear. Come on, Mrs. Doubtfire, you've got to go swimming with us. Oh, no, dear. Oh my god, that was literally the best scene ever. It was a run-by fruiting. Oh, the terrorists that had that. Did you not tip them? And just the way like Pierce Brosnan tries to fight back that smile as he's turning away, just priceless. I remember that being a movie that I did not expect to like. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know anything about it, but it was literally just like Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, what about that title says this is going to be a movie that a kid is going to like to watch? But it was. It was amazing. We still got Ghost over there looking cool with the shade. Mr. Sprinkles, boys and girls. Hello, Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, I messed that up. See, that's what happens when you don't get the timing right. I know all the words to Hocus Pocus, too. Oh, that's Mrs. Pixels. You guys would have fun with that, Vaughn. Mrs. Pixel is obsessed with some Hocus Pocus now. Isn't there a black cat in that? It's like super iconic. Am I remembering that? That one's maybe a little bit of a gray area. I know I've seen it. But Mrs. Pixel would know probably every word. Actually, my coworker Ron and I were just talking about that yesterday. Yeah, Binks. Zachary Binks. That's Kristen's cat's name. Aw. Kristen's cat's name was Binks. Binks just left us recently, unfortunately. Poor Kristen. Well, thank all y'all for hanging out with me. I know you could be doing anything here on this Tuesday night morning for some of you. I thought Bette Midler was just saying the name with a list, but it's actually Zachary, not Zachary. Zachary. Zachary Binks. Man, they almost didn't even need to use makeup on her, man. She looks like such a dang witch, just as is. All three of them were like perfect looking freaking cliche witches, if you ask me. That's what's crazy, how Hollywood gets casting so good. Thackeray Binks, thou mangy feline, still alive. Thou mangy feline, still alive. Thackeray. That should be a Kingdom Hearts level. Because Hocus Pocus is Disney, isn't it? Maybe that's what they're going to do. Maybe that'll be what the next... Because Kingdom Hearts has alluded that it's coming into the real world, so to speak. So like the last game ended with Sora like in a real world Tokyo or whatever. So that would be kind of cool actually for Kingdom Hearts to go into like live action Disney movies now. Wow, I think I might have actually just thought of that crazy ass idea live on stream. That might be the connection that they're making next, is that Kingdom Hearts is going to go into some live action Disney movie. That'd be crazy. Or it could be the exact opposite, and Sora's just always been in the real world, and it's Kingdom Hearts, and it's crazy and confusing on purpose. Harpoon that will! What kind of game genres do you think Kojima should try to shake up next? Was like Death Stranding, he basically took like story-based JRPGs and like really slowed it down to almost like a movie-like pace to where you weren't really even doing anything moment to moment. Well, you'll be glad to know that people are saying Disney has lost most of its Star Wars fans, especially with this new Grogu movie. You know, I was on board with Disney owning Star Wars until they ruined it. They completely destroyed it and lost me when God, what was it? Was it The Last Jedi? Was that the one where they just basically did a character assassination on Luke Skywalker? Like when they made Luke Skywalker like a child-killing recluse that basically just said, hell with the universe, forget it all. My nephew was seduced by the dark side. Like, that's just complete character assassination of Luke Skywalker. There's nothing about that that I can reconcile as like, oh, that was good writing. And then they just kind of doubled down on it and made it even worse. Yeah, he absolutely hated that and always condemned it. I saw that. That is one of my favorite videos. That's probably one of my most watched videos ever. Mark Hamill tried to warn us about new Star Wars. I've seen that video so many times. He looks so sad in some of those interviews. Wait, I thought Shauna fought with us in this. I'm misremembering this. Because I could have swore you fought with her in this. Oh, you know what it is? It's after this battle. She picks up the bow. Because she's ticked off that we didn't let her fight. I remember now. I remember now. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see Kojima maybe try and tackle on a different genre. I'd like to see him maybe try to make like a sports game. I always knew the Emperor wasn't dead since I seen it in the original, and I hated they literally ruined the surprise by making him the first 15 minutes of the last movie. Yeah, I heard that they actually... No, I didn't watch that last movie. I completely skipped that one that you're talking about, Vaughn. But I heard that they actually spoiled that reveal. Or there was like... I don't think they spoiled it. I think they fleshed it out better. Somebody told me in like a cartoon or something like that. Like the Emperor still being alive made a heck of a lot more sense if you watched a cartoon or read a comic book or something. I'll have to ask him to clarify that for me. But apparently they pulled that off better in like a comic book or something than they were able to do in the movie. I don't know how you write the line, somehow Palpatine returned, and like that gets by. Like, I don't know. Originally, they put his laughter in the trailer, but it could have been a memory. But then he's literally the first thing you see in the movie. Yeah, I don't understand that. And then they just didn't even write. There wasn't even good writing. It was just like, he's back. He didn't die. Don't worry about it. Just know he's still around. Don't worry about it. Yeah, he's the emperor. He didn't die. I don't know. Everybody seems happy that Kathleen Kennedy's giving it up or whatever. I'm not too sold on it's going to get any better. You got to remember, she had bosses too. My brother never believed he was still alive, but it was my favorite character. I thought he was. Good scene. Where he takes out hundreds of ships from the ground, right? I always like the bad guys. Plus, he's not really a bad guy, you know, when you think about it. I mean, for all you know, he's just trying to do what's best for the, you know, the galaxy. Did anybody ever stop to think about that? I mean, of all the planets out there, you know, blowing up a few of them can't be that bad. There's billions of planets out there. He only blew up a few of them. And my theory about the Force was correct too. The last movie confirmed it. Oh, go ahead and spoil that for me, Von. I mean, like literally, because I don't know what that means. Did they say midichlorians are out now? Is that what we're saying? Saying midichlorians are now out? Because that's what I thought. I thought they were microscopic organisms that lived inside of us. And you could measure how in tune with the Force somebody was. Is there anybody on the internet that is admitted to liking the midichlorian fucking story? I don't think anybody likes that one. I think midichlorians are unanimously disliked. This boy's midichlorian count is over 9,000! That needs to be... If that doesn't exist, somebody needs to make that mashup. Where it's Qui-Gon taking Anakin's midichlorian count, and then all of a sudden it just cuts to Vegeta. It's over 9,000! The reason why the dark side always seems stronger 90% of the time is because if you imagine the Force as a cup of water, there was only two sharing the dark side, but thousands of Jedi. Ah, I get that. That makes sense. That's actually well written. I mean, it really didn't need that with a Jedi's thirst, or I should say a Sith's thirst for power being like so important. But the fact that that's written in there doesn't hurt anything, and it only makes it cooler, if you ask me. So yeah, that's one good thing from new Star Wars that I can't find a reason to hate on. It's why they always had the rule of basically only two for the Sith. Okay. That makes sense. That does make sense. So, like, how do they explain that? I don't know. I guess, like, having an army and, like, guards. Like what about the Knights of Ren or whatever? They're not Sith. Or, like, you know, they're Imperial guards and shit like that. None of them are actual Sith. They're just, like, hired on military guards or whatever. I guess they never used the Force, do they? I guess that would explain it. They're just basically soldiers working for the Empire, don't have any sway over the Force. I wonder if I was supposed to have bought something, because This looks like a formidable battle I'm about to partake in here. Hey guys, wish me luck. No, they aren't. But the games and comics had a few more. Yeah, I know. I was kind of thought that like the two Sith thing was a little hard to enforce, or maybe a little risky to enforce. You know, is it always just that one person always does the fighting? Like, there's always a Darth Vader that's like super strong, and then there's always Hocus Pocus Wocus Smocus. Ooh, bah. Talking of that, Ghost, I need to go grab my vape pen in a minute. Thanks for reminding me of that. But is that kind of how it works then? Like, there's one enforcer that would always do the fighting, and then like a puppet master? I think the rule is just two, just one master, one apprentice. I mean, yeah, I kind of read that, but it still makes it seem like, yeah, it kind of falls aside when you have other people using it. Yeah, I mean, it's just like not a very good way of keeping it around, you know, unless there's always like a spirit form or whatever that always inhabits a body and then is the emperor. You know, that would make a little bit of sense. That like the emperor is really this almost like god-like entity. I could see that playing off not that bad. I loved The Force Awakens. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was one of the better Star Wars movies out there. The Lord of the Force is kind of more interesting. Yeah, it is, really. What, do you take it that way and say that it's not midichlorians and that it's just like a force that exists, quote unquote? You know, like there's a good force and a bad force? I like that idea. Do you know anything about Twin Peaks, Vaughn? Because that's kind of what Twin Peaks is. You know, you have like a Black Lodge, a White Lodge, which is basically like factions, so to speak. But like they all have their own goals. You know, they can have competing goals with the main characters, or they could have, you know, goals that align. You know, it's not really good or bad. It's just these are my objectives. These are your objectives. Do they align? Do they not align? And it kind of just nothing. It's nothing. Neither side is necessarily good or bad, and that's kind of what I feel like the Force should be described as. You know, like the Force is not necessarily bad. You know, just because a Sith is using it. Yeah, the midichlorians are basically like antenna and help someone perceive the Force. And yeah, the Force is just energy. It's how you use it. I gotcha. I mean, maybe I do need to watch the last movie. I mean, it does seem a little ridiculous that I'd watch what I've seen and then not finish off. I don't know, the Last Jedi just really angered me, for lack of a better term. I just couldn't imagine that Luke Skywalker, for like any reason, would just be like, heck with the whole world. You know what? Kylo Ren has a little bit of darkness in him. And like, why wouldn't it be obvious that like, yep, I'm just gonna have to take a different strategy? You know, like Luke saw that somebody could be redeemed. You know, Luke literally firsthand saw that somebody could be brought back, and he still decides that like, oh, you know, I need to try to kill Kylo Ren instead of try to redeem him. It just, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Luke would never do that. Luke would literally look for the last hope into somebody, even if it meant his own demise. Think about it like that way. Like, Luke himself would have died before he tried to pick up a lightsaber and strike down Kylo Ren. That's what I believe. I didn't even get mad at him drinking blue milk directly out of a boob. I know people that got mad by that, and that didn't even bother me. It was the other stuff that was just poor writing that bothered me the most. I guess my bar is with writing is if I could do better. Yeah, it's bad writing. The Force of mythology was meant to be a planet, and that was really, really strong in the Force. And then there was a father, a daughter, and a son. Okay. I mean, I can at least understand that. It's not like batshit crazy, and they were considered archetypes of the Force. Might have just been real or just myths. Okay. I like that. I don't hate that idea at all. Let's hit him with one of these. A burnout. I like how everything is active in this game. Like a single attack requires you to have quick time. Items have those little button press charges like that. So Sean, that's from the comics, but isn't canon now. Yeah, that's another thing that's a little bit of a gray area. Like Shadows of the Empire. Did you ever play Shadows of the Empire on N64? Like, is that canon anymore? Because it was at some point. And that's what's disappointing. When things that was canon at some point stops being canon. I mean, I guess they can't take the story away from you. You've always heard it. But it is a little disappointing to know that, like, quote unquote, that might not have happened. No idea. They've changed a lot. Disney now want to erase the last 3 movies currently. That doesn't surprise me, honestly. That'd be the most Disney thing to do. Like, oh, we screwed up. Somebody else needs to take the fall. That's what really sucks about that industry. They all greenlit everybody's ideas, right? Like, all these studio executives are behind all these people. Like, go out and make these decisions and do this and do that. And then when they go out and they do that and it doesn't work, it's like, oh, well, you lose your job now. You know, all the higher-ups get to keep their job. You know what I really want to see? Storm from X-Men using a level 5 hurricane power. I mean, you know, they've got to have something to sell the next Avengers movie with. We actually saw the Avengers in the Coney Island restaurant we were eating in the other day, and it just looked so dated. It looked like, my God, I have seen all of this stuff. Like the end. Remember the end scene of Avengers? Like how epic it was the very first time you saw it. That's now just kind of like the midway point of a Marvel movie. Now it's like, look, the whole world is ending. Will they survive? I think that's the thing about Marvel movies now. That's just I can't get over. It's like, yeah, you've killed everybody off already. We've done all of this. Like, everybody came back. I want to see her floating in the sky like 50 feet up and everything in front of her just being obliterated. Isn't that like part of the lore that she's one of the like most powerful mutants, just hands down? Have they revealed who the new X-Men cast is going to be, as far as just like not the people playing them, but like what characters we're going to see. And didn't they tease Hugh Jackman and oh god, what's the dude's name that played Professor? God, what's his name? Why am I drawing a blank? The bald dude, like my twin. He was in Star Trek. Picard. Oh my god, why can't I remember his name? Patrick? Robert Patrick? No, that's the T-1000, right? What's his name? Oh my god. Wow, I'm drawing a blank. Either way, like, didn't they tease like the old X-Men cast again at the last Spider-Man movie? Like, oh, the X-Men will show up. Like, yeah, these are the same X-Men that have been in movies. Like, I'm not impressed by seeing them anymore. Well, she belongs to the Agamotto bloodline, the guy who made Strange Necklace, and she's actually one of the mutants who gets more stronger the more people believe in it. Oh, man, no crap. That's lore I did not know of, Vaughn. I'm glad I know of it, though. Watch this. Watch this. Is he gonna make it? Will he make it? That jumping animation was pure gold. That wasn't flying. That's falling with style. Yeah, the guy who made Doctor Strange Time Necklace is I regret nothing. The Time Stone? Oh, like not the Time Stone, but the necklace that holds it is what you're saying, Vaughn? See, I like games like this. I haven't gotten stuck in this game like I did in Metal Gear. Metal Gear had me ready to pull whatever hair I had left on the top of my head out. Yeah, Eye of the Agamotto. That's a cool name. The Eye of Agamotto. Nothing. You know what I mean. Alright, so that was pretty much the very first area. Now we've got a whole party to play with. Probably have some new additions to show off here in a minute, which are basically different combos with the timing. Oh wow. She hit that with one arrow and that was it. I didn't know you were so into the X-Men there, Vaughn. Did you ever play on Sega Genesis? There was an awesome X-Men game called X-Men 2. Maybe X-Men 2 The Clone Wars. And you could actually be Magneto. You had to play so far into the game. And then like all of a sudden after you got so far, it like unlocked Magneto. And you could like go back to the beginning of the game and play as Magneto. Oh yeah, I love anything with powers. Right on. Yeah, I was a huge comic book nerd growing up. Spider-Man was probably my go-to. Like, I don't know what it was about the villains in Spider-Man, but Venom just hit, like, every freaking, like, button for me. Nah, I haven't played any of the X-Men games. Oh, man, you should play X-Men 2 The Clone Wars. You should get an emulator and stream that, Vaughn. I'd watch that. Maybe I'll play that. Maybe that's what I'll play. Not tomorrow night because we're going to go back to It Takes Two. I've always loved Storm because I just love destruction and weather. Yeah, you should move over here. We've got more tornadoes over here than I think they do over there, huh? You guys get tornadoes over there, man? That's a good question. I don't think you guys get many, huh? I'm pretty sure like tornadoes are like a big U.S. thing. I'm on call tomorrow. Oh, great. Yeah, I'd love to see a tornado. Probably Thursday. So we're not playing It Takes Two tomorrow is what you're saying. Nah, very, very little. Yeah, Michigan's actually on the low end. Michigan is on the low end of the high amount of tornadoes. So, like, we get a lot of tornadoes, but, like, just barely enough to say that we get a lot. Is the best way to describe it. You're playing with yourself. She's got a power tool in the bedroom. Miracle she hasn't chipped her teeth yet. Did Maggie leave? Is she already gone? Did I miss saying goodbye to my kid? I was just about to say that. She's got the crab, Steve. Bring your cocktail sauce. She's got the crab, Steve. Oh, she just left. And I didn't even get a text. She's basically just like, bye, I'm out. I didn't even know she was leaving until an hour ago. And she didn't even say goodbye. I need to take tomorrow off of work. This is unacceptable. Is that a bird? A rabbit? Something else? Why not turn around and fight these guys? We've kicked so many dudes' ass already. They're going to the Tulip Festival. I forgot it was this week. Well, you'd be hard-pressed to drag me to the Tulip Festival. I'm not going to lie. Look at that water. That looks really good for a PS1 game. Seems too far to jump over. Oh, we know what we got to do? We got to chop down a log or something, probably, don't we? Who wants to bet we chop down a log to get over that raging river? Those almost look like hummingbirds and rabbits combined. Oh, boo, that well. What do they do at the Tulip Festival? And is it actually going to be warm enough for a Tulip Festival? Is it out of state? Are they like staying somewhere in a hotel? Okay, I think we go this way. Something tells me we have to knock something in there. They talk to them. Only flower that can talk. They do have two lips. I like flowers. I like growing them, cutting them, drying them out, and putting them in paper. And then putting fire to it. Inhaling the aroma that comes out of that. Puts me in a good mood. Wheels up. It's in Holland, and yes, Vaughn is right. They just talked to. I wonder if there's going to be any dogmen out there. Any dogmen stories from Holland, Michigan that you know of, Vaughn? I still think it's crazy. I went all the way into the UP, and I didn't see one darn dogman. I did get a Dogman shirt. That was the highlight of going into the UP. If you'd have told me that I seen more deer in Metro Detroit than I have in the UP. Don't think it's far enough north. Well, they're moving down this way. They're getting closer to civilization, I hear. I wouldn't worry about not seeing one. But I wanted to. I wanted to see a dog man. I want to believe. Let's just put it that way. Michigan's got to have something that we're special for, Vaughn. And I thought the dog man was it. That would be the perfect thing if Fallout came to Detroit. Because like they have to have local folklore in Fallout every time they go to a new region. So if they did Fallout Detroit, that'd be so awesome if they had Dogman in there. I actually seen a video recently of one in a graveyard in broad daylight thinking, what? That seems like not what most dogmen do. Most reports would have you to believe that they want to be or remain hidden. Dude, that creepy story you told me about it tapping on the window. Just grinning at a lady through a window as it's tapping on it with a giant claw. I'd be terrified. I mean, the whole idea of a creature with a 1 foot long claw, that's enough to give me nightmares. I want to see, said maybe we can find one in the graveyard. I don't know if it's in Michigan. I don't think he was talking Mrs. Pixel. I don't know that he specifically said it was in Michigan. And the next day, the graveyard filled the whole back and with flowers as if it was a grave site, even though it was next to the path. Creepy. Lavitz. I wonder if they were fans of Lenny Kravitz. Hey, Jonas. Welcome in, Jonas Selby. I'll try to find it. Yeah, send it to me on Discord if you can, Vaughn. Hope you're having a great night, day, whatever it is for you there, Jonas. Welcome in, Jonas. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream tonight. Okay, Diane. Dart. Hey, Dart. I'm not going to lie. I think Dart does look cooler than Cloud. What do you guys think? Man, Ghost is still hanging out. Thanks so much, Ghost. You're awesome. Sea Death, if you're still there, you're awesome. Fat Boys, if you're still there, you're awesome. Love you guys so much for helping me grind those watch hours. Hanging out with me while I play The Legend of Dragoon. Hitting the like button to let YouTube know that this stream's worth showing to other people. Isn't that ridiculous that YouTube Cloud is better? Isn't it ridiculous, though, that YouTube makes you, like, prove that your stream is worth showing to people? Cloud is in Kingdom Hearts. He is. Doesn't mean Dart couldn't be. I think Dart has a cooler moveset. You'll see here. Oh, I thought he was talking about Final Fantasy. Neat. Yeah, they didn't get very creative with the town names. I'm not going to lie. Not to say that Final Fantasy is by stealing from like folklore and mythological like stories, but I don't know. Neat. Uh-oh. That's my girl right there. You can't tell by the silhouette. The black monster. Dun dun dun. Discount Cloud. Okay, let's just be honest. That's Discount Cloud. Never mind. Cloud's cooler. His name couldn't be Fart if you've just changed one letter. So I guess Cloud's cooler. Okay, debate over. If your name is one letter away from being Fart, you're not cool. Hey, Fart, get over here. Shine Cloud. Wish. That's what they say to me. I'm the Wish version of Ron at work. Because Ron's actually a good mechanic. And I'm a guy that gets paid to turn wrenches. That's the difference between Ron. Ron's a great mechanic, and I get paid to turn wrenches. Don't you think it's a little bit ridiculous that I'm like probably one of the top third of guitar players in the world? Like, not the humble brag, but I'm like really freaking good at playing guitar. And nobody will give me $1 for doing that. And I'm probably the world's worst mechanic, and I get paid really well. Tell me the world isn't fair. It's just cruel. It's like, yeah, you have this talent. You're really good at playing guitar, but guess what? Nobody cares. That wouldn't be so bad if there wasn't people that like actually got recognized for playing guitar. Like, that's what makes it kind of hurt. Is that like there's some people that aren't even really like that amazing of guitar. Like, sure, they can play guitar, but like I don't find them to be like that amazing at it. And they're like world renowned, like super famous. Everybody respects them. Cruel, cruel world we live in, isn't it? What do you think, Mrs. Dead Pixel? Would Ben say this is a non-violent game so far? Seems like everything that I've fought was just attacking me. So I don't know that it counts as violence if you're just defending yourself. Well, I don't know. There's been some guys that I've had to put down, hasn't there? Yeah. Maybe this is a violent stream. Okay, Fart. It's okay. I understand. Uh-oh, Ghost is scared. I can't watch. Ben says you have a violent stream. Oh, his is non-violent. Oh, so the violence is okay here. Maybe I should throw him a curveball and buy that Pokopia game and play that tomorrow. And just play a little bit of Animal Crossing and Pokopia from now on. You think I'd get more views that way? GB said I should show more skin, and then I shaved my head, and he never came back to see it. He only gets mauled by wolves once in a while. Flippin' wolf, what he said. Oh my god, it's a flippin' wolf. I might stream Smash Bros. On my Switch. Nice. That's always fun. Me and my daughter played Smash Bros. For countless hours at this point. She used to be a Pokemon fan, and then we both kind of just grew out of it. Shoot, last year we actually all played Pokemon Go for quite a while. It just seems like Pokemon is in need of a change. Pokemon's been doing the same thing for so long. Smash Bros is kind of the same. Like, what could they do? What do you think, Ghost? What would be something that they could do to make you actually want to spend $80 on another Smash Brothers game? Because I feel like Smash Brothers Ultimate is just perfect. Like it takes what Smash Brothers is, and it's like it just perfects it. Yeah, I don't imagine what you could do different. But my channel's all horror, so it'll throw the algorithm. Yeah, I know how that goes. But shoot, for me, I guess I'm kind of lucky because the algorithm's already fucking confused. Oh, damn, why did I say that? Dang it. The algorithm's already confused by my channel, I think. So I can't even have anything to worry about when it comes to that. Yeah, Ultimate is just a perfect Smash Brothers game. I feel like the only thing they could do, and this would make it not really a Smash Brothers game, would be to like start expanding on the combat, you know, and make it to where everybody has a more unique move set and things like that. I don't think they're gonna make another. Yeah, I don't think so either. I just don't think there's a need for it, Ghost. You know, like why not just remake Ultimate on every new Nintendo system that comes out? Why not just do that? Why not just charge people $30 to play it on their Switch too and make it actually look good? Shoot. I think they're already on that. That's the most disappointing thing, and no need, if anything, to add more characters. Yeah, the roster's already too big. There's already too many characters. You already can't like pick a favorite and not feel like you're missing out on a ton of the game. That's probably my biggest problem with fighting games, is picking and sticking to a main. But I know that's the only way I would get good at it, like enough to maybe even play like somewhat competitively. Well, there's some I would have replaced. Yeah, right on. Not all the characters are the best. Yeah, I agree. I mean, well, when you've got like what? There's got to be close to 100, isn't there? Like 70 or something crazy like that. I know the roster's insane. See, I knew there was a tree I had to chop down. Yeah, around 70. That's insane for a fighting game. I mean, I get it. Like, it is a fighting game, but it's more than a fighting game. So I like there being a ton of characters. I just wish they were all viable characters. Like, I guess that's what I would change. But I mean, there's not a fighting game out there where every character is a quote-unquote legit tier 1 fighter or whatever. I guess that's what makes it hard. Is you do have to have almost tiered characters like that, where pros can only play so many of them. I don't know. Fighting game community and things like that is a touchy subject. Because if it was all just people or person or player versus player, then, I mean, you know, perfect characters. But when it's got to be computer-controlled characters and things like that, you do have to kind of make it as a game where people of different skill levels can kind of come in and feel like there's a progression. You know, like you're fighting an easier character and you slowly build up in that like arcade format. I don't know, it's a touchy subject when it comes to fighting games. Because I prefer, personally, I want a world where every character is a viable choice. But it's almost just not possible. All right, moles, come on. Boo. Wasn't that Austin Powers? Boo. Boo. Bully, 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 bully. What? How am I missing the timing on that? Almost like every single attack on these guys, I've missed the time window. Of this almost 70 characters, Ghost, how many would you say you're like fluent with? I would say Link I'm really good with. I would say Samus I'm really good with. And why does there need to be like Zero Suit Samus and like different versions, like Toon Link and regular Link? Like, that should just be a palette swap. Like, I'm sorry. They shouldn't need to have two different characters for Link and Toon Link. I think that's a little redundant. You could easily do that as just a costume change, and that would be good enough. But it makes the roster look bigger if you do it that way, I guess. Who predicted that a big old tree was going to come down that river? I think I did. Angel's Prayer. So I think I need to use items. At least on Lavitz here. You get a pretty good diverse cast of characters in this game too. They do a really good job of staying a little bit away from cliches, but you still get like the old drunken master, I think. And then like the big brute that can barely speak. I don't think there's like a joke, cartoony party member in this though. Like your Kate Sith. Or Mog. I think they didn't. I think they were too afraid to combat Final Fantasy with some cartoony stuff like that. I think they wanted to go more towards the adult crowd. But you'll see here, I like the mechanic we'll get to in a little bit. I think we're pretty close to actually coming across the next party member where we'll see how the combat's going to evolve. But it's almost like Power Rangers. I don't want to give it away too much, but you have like an altered state that you can go into. And it really changes things up. Gives you a lot more options as far as what you can do in the battle, as far as just running up and attacking like I've done. But this is your obligatory first couple levels of an RPG where you're just learning the game, learning the area. They throw a lot of like location names that you like you know exactly what they're talking about. Oh, so the Lavitz guy we've helped out. Great guy. He literally just sent a family to his mom's house. Like, just tell my mom you know me, and she'll give you my room. That's hilarious. Only in an RPG. Look at this useless little area. Like, hey, people will waste their time going into that. Draw it in there. Why not? And that's another thing with Smash Brothers. Like characters like Kirby. Like, they did not think that through, and they're like, yeah, throw Kirby in this game. Because a character that can pretty much fly just completely breaks Smash Brothers, in my opinion. What's the other one? Oh my god, there's another one that flies. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. Shoot. There's another flying character in Smash Brothers. It's even worse. Meta Knight or something like that. Is that what it? I want to say Meta Knight? Like, just ridiculously overpowered. Being able to just, like, fly. in a game where the object is to like get knocked off of an arena.
Yes. Double lash.
Shoot, I don't think I've ever fought as Mario in a Smash Brothers game, now that I think about it. I don't think I've ever done Luigi. I don't think I've ever done Peach. All right, well, I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to let class out early tonight. We've got about an hour and... or almost 2 hours. Been a great stream. Everybody that's hung out. Bond, C-Death, Fat Boys Gaming, Ghost, Mrs. Dead Pixel. I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Jonas, you're still here. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Want to go back and just make sure. Don. We only had Donster for a minute. I don't know how that happened. Oh, you had fun? Yeah, it was a great time, dear. Thank you very much for coming in. Wow, why is Mrs. Doubtfire turning into like Portuguese? All right, Vaughn, parting question. They're making a Mrs. Doubtfire reboot. Who gets cast as Daniel Hillard? Before you get out, before you go, who gets cast as Daniel Hillard? Yeah, Don said I agree. Eddie Bowers. Mrs. Pixel saw that. Hey, hopefully you're still there, Donster. You were awesome, brother. Thanks for hanging out. No one should never ever read. That is indeed the right answer, but we need a funny one, Ron. Well, you know what? You know what would happen? They'd put Tyler Perry in the role, and they would just do it as Medea becomes a nanny. And that's all it would be, is Medea becomes a nanny. Drewski. All right, everybody. I love you. Thanks for hanging out. And peace out, everybody. Till the next one. Oh my God, what am I doing? Do I know how to end my own stream, or am I just messing it all up? Okay, I made it this time, everybody. See you later. Much love, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.